A beautiful day for softball here in Mossy Creek as Carson-Newman and Anderson line up for a doubleheader. We've already played one where Anderson took a narrow 4-3 decision over the Carson-Newman Eagles at their home softball complex after Carson-Newman trying to mount the 7th inning comeback in the bottom of the 7th, but they come up just a little bit short. A great job by Carson Hobbs, the senior pitcher, and then the freshman in Cora Kilgore comes in to clean up the rest of the inning and send Carson-Newman on a 2-game losing streak. Anderson now has won 6 straight, and they line up for their second against Carson-Newman here at the Vicky Kazee Hollifield Softball Complex on the Eagles Sports Network. I'm Randa DeCrow checking in with you as we get your first look at your starter there on the screen. Lorelei Spradlin starts in today's contest. She started 9 games now this season, making her 13th appearance here in the circle for the Eagles in 2026, and she faces Kara Davis first. And Spradlin will take her time. About 75 degrees here in Jefferson City as Carson-Newman wearing their white uniforms, healthy for and helpful for what has been a sunny day here in Jefferson City as Spradlin misses on the first pitch and makes it a 1-0 count here. Spradlin fires again, and this one misses too far outside. Kara Davis, the leadoff hitter, just like she was in game 1 where she was 0 of 4. Did not reach base and flew out to center field in her last at bat in the top of the 7th. And that pitch from Spradlin just misses the zone. Makes it 3-0. Spradlin finally works inside and gets the first strike of this at bat, first strike in this ball game. And Spradlin goes low with the drop ball and sends Davis on her way, so a walk from Lorelei Spradlin to start things off here. Gets Kara Davis on base and brings up Shelby Bant, who has just been a walk menace. She watches the first pitch go by, and it's a 1-0 count as Spradlin late to release that one. Anne-Marie Richards will go have a conversation with Spradlin before things get out of hand here. Carson-Newman now 22-8 on this season and 3-4 in sack play. Anderson 20-5 after game 1, 6-1 in sack play. Lenore Ryan leads the conference at 4-0. We'll give you an update on the sack scores a little bit later as Bant pulls back on a bunt that's fouled back behind Anne-Marie Richards. Davis had taken off. She thought that hit the top of Richards' catching helmet, not the bat of Shelby Bant. She'll return to first, though, as the home plate umpire, Caroline Zeisler, calls her back to first, and here comes the 1-1 from Spradlin. Outside and good for strike 2 on Bant. 2 walks in that first game. She was 0 of 2 otherwise with a strikeout and a fly ball to shortstop. Spradlin misses low. Evens the count at 2 apiece. Leadoff runner on base in Bant. There are no outs for Carson-Newman's defense. Bant hitting second in this lineup. Carson Hobbs, the DP, up as Bant goes up the left field line, but it's out of play. So it'll keep things 2-2. Carson Hobbs hits third in this order. Lauren Brockovic in the cleanup spot. Barrick fifth. She's the home run hitter in this series. Cheney Crosby will hit sixth. Bella Harbor seventh. Jenna Davis 8th, and Chloe Maness 9th, as the next pitch from Spradlin in there, strike 3, and Shelby Bant, her second strikeout over this 2-game set, and Lorelei Spradlin responds with her leadoff walk. A second batter strikeout. Now Carson Hobbs will step in to face Spradlin for the first time. Hobbs was 2 of 3 in game 1 against Carson-Newman. Worked a walk and had 2 doubles to go along with it. She takes the first pitch, and Spradlin is in there for strike 1. Anderson took that first game 4-3 after they got on top of the freshman star Atiana Stamper early. Spradlin goes to the off speed. Little low, so ball 1 there. Runner on first base is Kara Davis, the center fielder. Hobbs the DP after she threw all 6 I should say, and then Cora Kilgore came in and relieved her in the very last inning when Carson-Newman had loaded the bases as Spradlin misfires on the 1-1. So 2-1 count now. Hobbs goes to the shortstop Smith. Armstrong is there to make the play, but can't make the throw in time over to first to turn 2. And now 2 away for Carson-Newman's defense. They get the leadoff runner in Kara Davis, and that leaves Carson Hobbs on first after the fielder's choice. Brings up Lauren Brakovic, the first baseman, who watches pitch number 1 go by. Spradlin missed the mark, so ball 1. Brakovic was 1 of 4 in game 1 against Carson-Newman, was credited for an RBI as well. She fouls this next pitch back, and it's a 1-1 count. Eagles have kind of shown a very similar pattern all throughout conference play so far. This their 4th conference series of the season as Spradlin rocks and fires. It's fouled off by Brakovic, so make the count 1-2. They split against UVA Wise, where they lost game 1 and then took game 2. They split Lincoln Memorial, same thing. Lost game 1, took game 2, and here comes Spradlin on the 1-1. Too low, so make it 2-2 to Brakovic. 2 outs on the board as Carson-Newman tries to get out of the top of the first. Scoreless. They split against Wingate here at the Vic, and Brakovic drives one hard up the middle. It takes 1 hop into the glove of Abby Martin. And Brakovic with her 2nd hit of the day. It moves Carson Hobbs over to 2nd, and that one just barreled up really nicely by Lauren Brakovic, the cleanup hitter. Not bad location there by Spradlin, but Brakovic read it well, saw it well. And now Cadence Barrick, the home run hitter. She jacked a 2-run shot in the top of the first for Anderson in game 1. First pitch from Spradlin kisses the zone on the outside for strike 1. Comes the 0-1 from Spradlin. It's a line drive that Malia Smith moves to her right side to make the catch, and that will be the inning. So Spradlin works a scoreless top of the first, and Carson-Newman gets to work on the Anderson ace, Katie Morris, when we come back on the Eagles Sports Network.
This is Carson-Newman men's basketball alum Taylor Hawkins. I want to help your family secure its financial future. I'm with Modern Woodman Financial Planning, where we touch lives and secure futures. Let Modern Woodman protect your family's financial security through life insurance, retirement planning, and financial services. You can contact me, Taylor Hawkins, at cneagles.com/Modern Woodman. That's cneagles.com/Modern Woodman. Help secure your family's financial future through Modern Woodman Financial Planning.
The #1 source for Carson-Newman athletics gear is shopseeandeagles.com, where you can find gear from Adidas, Columbia, Nike, and Under Armour. Shirts, jerseys, sweatshirts, shorts, pants, hats, and scarves. Shopseeandeagles.com is your source for everything CN. You can even show your school spirit on your smartphone or tablet. All of your game day essentials can be found in one place. ShopSeeAndEagles.com.
Morris, the senior ace for Anderson, steps into the circle here for her 13th start here in 2026. She has started and played all 13 games that she's seen time in. 9 complete games for Anderson here in 2026, and she faces Malia Smith first. And the first pitch she throws is a ball that misses outside on Smith. Malia Smith struggling in game 1. She was 0 for 4, did drive in an RBI there in the bottom of the 7th as Morris goes to the rise ball, misses upstairs. 2-0 count on Smith as she tries to get her first hit of the afternoon, especially because she's been oh so consistent for Carson-Newman as the leadoff hitter, a .443 hitter on the season. Has played and started in all 30 games, goes right up the third baseline where Brerick has to make a really good play. And the backhand to the throw is in time and one away for Anderson's defense. They sit Malia Smith down for the 5th time this afternoon. And now here comes Abby Martin, who was one of the tougher outs in game 1 for Carson-Newman. Abby Martin 2 of 4 in that first game, and Morris goes off speed first. Switch things up against Martin, and it's an 0-1 count. Saunders into the 3-4 gap. It dribbles into right field, and Abby Martin with her 3rd hit of the day puts herself on first base, very similar to the first game. And now speed on the bases for Carson-Newman. And Macaulay Bailey will step in to face Morris for the first time, but this isn't the first time these two have duked it out in their careers. Bailey takes the first pitch. It's ball 1. And here comes Morris again. Clips the outside corner. Strike 1 for Macaulay Bailey. She's got a ball as well. In the series against Anderson last year, Macaulay Bailey was 3 of 3 in game 1 and 0 of 3 in game 2 as she takes a swing at the off-speed pitch from Morris and is not in time. A little early there for Macaulay, and makes the count 1-2. Morris switching up her pitches from off speed as Bailey takes a hard ground ball to the second baseman Crosby. It's off her shoulder. Abby Martin makes her way standing up into third base, and Macaulay Bailey, a hard hit ground ball at the second baseman Cheney Crosby. That puts Abby Martin in scoring position here in this bottom of the first. The Eagles wanting to get on top early of this Anderson team, do the very same thing that Carson-Newman did in game 1. And now Grace Gregory will step in to face Katie Morris for the first time. Gregory takes that one upstairs. Gregory rips one into right field. It's right to Bella Harbor at right. Abby Martin is in standing up to home plate as she takes a leisurely jog into the dish. And Abby Martin makes it a 1-0 ball game. Grace Gregory collects the RBI there on the sac fly. And now Anne-Marie Richards steps up. Macaulay Bailey is still at first base. She held up because the throw from Harbor was going to be nowhere near in time. And Richards watches pitch number 1 go by. It's too far inside, ball 1. And that one skips off the turf. Macaulay Bailey takes off, and she rounds second. 2 balls, no strikes for Anne-Marie Richards, and she's got a runner in scoring position in Macaulay Bailey. 2 outs for the Anderson defense in the bottom of the first, and it's a 1-0 ball game. Carson-Newman leads by a run. Morris fires the 2-0. Richards goes softly up the middle. It's to the shortstop, Jenna Davis, and a good glove down by Brakovic at first base to put the inning away. So Carson-Newman puts up a run in the bottom of the first. They currently lead this ball game as we move into the top of the second, where we'll get the lead look at the bottom of this Anderson order. Cheney Crosby, Bella Harbor, and Jenna Davis when we come back on the Eagles Sports Network.
When you're sick and tired of fast food and need a fresh home-cooked meal, turn to Lisa's Country Kitchen. Lisa's been cooking up her fresh, never-frozen food for the Lakeway area for more than 15 years. Lisa's cares about her customers. You may enter a stranger, but you'll leave a friend. From foot-long hot dogs to juicy steaks, Lisa's has the best food for the best prices.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
Serving East Tennessee for 40 years, Magaha Electric is the perfect choice for all your electrical projects. Magaha Electric specializes in commercial, retail, manufacturing, residential, and industrial contracting needs. Magaha Electric can provide superior service, technical know-how, and realistic budgeting for any size project in a timely, cost-effective manner. Visit MagahaElectric.com for all your electrical contracting needs. Magaha Electric, your East Tennessee electrical contracting source.
Spradlin back into the circle here as Carson-Newman leads 1-0 thanks to an RBI by Grace Gregory that brought Abby Martin in to score. And Spradlin fires the first pitch to Cheney Crosby that's taken into center field. And a base hit to lead things off here. A first pitch swing by Cheney Crosby, the second baseman, after she was nearly credited with the error there in the bottom of the first. But it was a hard hit ball by Macaulay Bailey. Definitely a hit. Took a funky hop off the turf, and Cheney Crosby is aboard. Finds a gap there, and now Bella Harbor can swing with a runner on. Harbor was 0 for 1 in game 1. She did work 2 walks in that ball game against Atiana Stamper, who went all 7 for Carson-Newman. The next pitch from Spradlin is low and away. 2 balls and no strikes to Bella Harbor. Runner on first is Cheney Crosby. And Spradlin finally finds the zone to make it 2-1. Harbor is a .237 hitter this season. Has played and started in 25 games for the Trojans as Spradlin goes back to the drop ball, and it's a little too low. So 3-1 count for Harbor here. And it goes right up the middle. Malia Smith scoops it up, and it's into Macaulay Bailey on time at first. So 1 out for Carson-Newman's defense. Leaves Cheney Crosby at second base as Malia Smith just goes to the force out at first. And Jenna Davis, the shortstop, will step in. Cheney Crosby now in scoring position for the shortstop. And she's in motion from the left side, but watches pitch number 1 go by. Spradlin gets the outer corner, makes it 1-1. And Lorelei Spradlin making her 9th start. Fires the 1-1. It's up the middle where Malia Smith can't reach it. Abby Martin is wheeling in from center field. That'll keep Cheney Crosby at third base, but Jenna Davis moving runners around here as Anderson piles up a couple of hits here in the top of the second. They've got runners at the corners, and Chloe Maness, the catcher, steps in to face Spradlin for the first time. First pitch is driven out to center field. It's well past Abby Martin, takes one hop into the wall. Martin throws it in. Cheney Crosby's in to score. Here comes Jenna Davis. She's tagged out by Anne-Marie Richards at the plate. Throw from Richards to second, where Jenna Davis is coming back to the bag, is over the head of Shelby Armstrong. And Maness takes off to third. So the Eagles limit the damage there. Crosby was already in to score. Davis was coming around. Anne-Marie Richards made the tag. But that was barreled up by Chloe Maness. She took advantage of the first pitch. Richards, a good job to make the tag there, and a good throw in from Abby Martin in the outfield. And now Chloe Maness is at third base. Malia Smith, a ground ball from Kara Davis, is in time on the throw from Malia Smith as she runs into Macaulay Bailey, making her way to first, and see if she returns to the field when we come back on the Eagles Sports Network.
There's something about a small community that unites us, whether it's cheering on our favorite team or the way we come together in a crisis. Small communities are made up of people with big hearts. We're dedicated to hard work and innovation through sunny days and stormy nights. AEC is always here, powering the people and the places that make our community a spectacular place to call home. AEC, power what matters most.
Insurance, it's about people, not things. It's about security. It's about confidence. It's about relationships. It's about trust. It's about you. As a local independent agent, Bible Insurance Agency can design an insurance program that's just right for you and your family. Give the people you love safe, sound, secure protection from Auto Owners Insurance. Call Bible Insurance Agency 423-586-4320 or go by 1600 East Andrew Johnson Highway in Morristown.
Addie Saunders, Katie Mathena, and Sarah Walker will see Katie Morris for the first time here in the bottom of the second after Anderson has leveled the score here. It is a 1-1 ball game with a little bit of action going on in the top of the second. Cheney Crosby comes in to score after she put herself on base. And Addie Saunders takes a pitch in the turf for ball one. Saunders has been so good for the Eagles here, especially in conference play. She's hitting .500 in Saction, but she was 2 of 3 against the Trojans in game one as Morris goes to the off speed and gets away from her. So a 2-0 count for Saunders. Morris, the 6th best ERA in the South Atlantic Conference. Saunders takes the next pitch. Outside corner and good from Morris, and it's a 2-1 count. Morris has thrown 68 innings this season for Anderson. 9 complete games, second in the South Atlantic Conference, as that pitch too far outside from Morris. Saunders, good job to take that one, and it's 3-1 for the sophomore. Saunders nearly turns on a low fastball, but instead holds back. Full count though, as that finds the zone. Morris, in her last appearance, through all 7 innings, gave up 5 hits, 4 runs. And here comes the payoff pitch. Saunders holds off of a rise ball. And she'll be aboard here in the bottom of the second. Brings up Katie Mathena. This bottom part of the order for Carson-Newman was pretty good. Addie Saunders, 2 of 3. Sarah Walker was 1 of 3. Katie Mathena, 1 of 2. Mathena moves up a spot in the order. She squares around the bunt, tries to lay it down. It takes 1 hop behind the catcher, Maness, and 1 strike now for Mathena. Saunders and Mathena both take the sign from Michael Graves at third base. And Mathena digs in from the right side. Squares around for the bunt again. She lays it down into the glove of Morris, who's working towards the third base side. That moves Saunders to second. And that'll bring up Sarah Walker as Morris with a good throw over to Brakovic at first. Sarah Walker, like I mentioned, was the one to start the rally in the bottom of the 7th for Carson-Newman. She was 1 of 3 in the last ball game. And the first pitch to her is a foul ball up the first base side that scares everyone in the Eagles dugout. Gives her teammates a smile before she digs back in. Walker, a .341 hitter this season. Played in 28 games for the Eagles in 2026 in her rookie year. And this one, a hard ground ball into the glove of Brakovic. Saunders is at third base. She takes advantage of the ground ball from Walker, puts herself in prime real estate over there at first base. And now Shelby Armstrong, the second baseman. She is the lone change, really, in this Carson-Newman lineup, as Reese Winchester will have a seat for this game. And Armstrong came in the tail end of game 1. And the first pitch from Morris is a changeup. Little inside for ball 1. Armstrong hitting .219 this season, making her 12th start with the Eagles in this ball game. Cuts on the next pitch and fouls it away for strike 1. So 1-1 count for Shelby Armstrong. And she faces this senior from Anderson, Katie Morris, who is just outstanding. 9-1 in her appearances here in 2026. Roxon fires the 1-1, stamps the zone for strike 2. And here comes the 1-2 to Armstrong. Rise ball too high. Good job by Armstrong to hold off there. As Michael Graves, after the loss over Wingate, said this week in practice they worked a lot on holding off of rise balls and seeing them come in too high, being able to have the discipline at the plate. Morris skips one well in front of Armstrong off the turf, and Maness keeps it in front of her up the third baseline. So Addie Saunders, who's at third base, will stay planted. Had to have hit a good 8 feet in front of the batter's box. That one maybe just hits her hip a little bit. Full count now here for Armstrong. And she went. A swinging strikeout from Katie Morris will end the inning, and it's still a 1-1 ball game here from the Vic as we move into the top of the third. And we'll be right back here on the Eagles Sports Network.
Don't know what to wear on game day? Head over to shopseeandeagles.com for all of your Carson-Newman athletics gear. You can find clothing from Adidas, Columbia, Nike, and Under Armour to cover you from head to toe. ShopSeeingEagles.com also has duffel bags, backpacks, jewelry, pet supplies, and gifts. Don't waste any more time. Prove you are the ultimate Carson-Newman fan with the official gear of the Eagles at shopseeandeagles.com. Visit today.
Dorm food got you down? Need a home-cooked meal? Then Lisa's Country Kitchen is for you. Lisa's Country Kitchen has been feeding Carson-Newman students for 15 years. Lisa's has a family-friendly atmosphere all day long, from the morning with her $2.99 breakfast specials to dinner with Lisa's fresh, never-frozen steaks. Carson-Newman students get a 10% discount with their student ID.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
Well, a beautiful day here in Mossy Creek as we line up for inning number 3 here in game 2 at the Vic, and a softly hit ground ball from Shelby Bant will be a quick out number 1 as Macaulay Bailey takes care of it herself. And that'll bring up Carson Hobbs, the DP. This ball game is tied at 1 apiece. Carson-Newman puts up a run in the bottom of the first, and Anderson responds right back in the top of the second. Spradlin misses on the changeup. And Carson Hobbs, who has been really good in this series, whether it be on the mound or in the batter's box, will face Spradlin for the second time. Line drive straight out to left field. Addie Saunders makes the catch as she charges in from her spot in the outfield. That was a hard hit ball from Carson Hobbs, who has been making good contact all day long, but it curls right into the glove of the outfielder Saunders. And here comes the first baseman Lauren Brakovic, who takes the first pitch. Has Spradlin misfired there. 1-0 count for Brakovic. She is 1 for 1 in this particular ball game. She was 1 of 4 in game 1, and she's going to take advantage of a pitch from Spradlin in the zone, right up the gut. Abby Martin tosses it in from center field, and Lauren Brakovic is the first base runner here in this top of the 3rd inning. Cadence Barrick hit a home run in the top of the first against Carson-Newman. She hits one hard into the glove of Malia Smith, who just tosses it over to her other middle infielder, Shelby Armstrong, at second base. And that's going to be the inning, so Carson-Newman gets out of it scoreless. It's still a 1-1 ball game, and the Eagles offense back to work with Malia Smith, Abby Martin, and Macaulay Bailey, 1-2-3, when we come back on the Eagles Sports Network.
Tri-Light is proud to support Carson-Newman Athletics. We salute the student athletes who are working hard to make great things happen on the field, in the classroom, and in the world. It takes vision, commitment, and teamwork, qualities we share at Tri-Light. Our mission is to provide life-changing opportunities by building a world-class fiber broadband network. If you'd like to learn more, please visit trilight.net or call us at 833-847-0824.
We select our insurance companies the same way you do, very carefully. When you work with us, you can count on receiving fast, courteous, and professional service and quality protection through Auto Owners Insurance. For a no-problem approach for your life, home, car, and business insurance needs, ask us about the No Problem Company, Auto Owners Insurance. Call Bible Insurance Agency at 423-586-4320 or go by 1600 East Andrew Johnson Highway in Morristown, serving the Lakeway area's insurance needs since 1931.
Carson-Newman's top of the order gets to work here in the bottom of the 3rd. This game tied at 1-1 after the Eagles lose game 1 by just 1 run. A 4-3 decision as Anderson gets on Atiana Stamper early in the top of the first. They put up 3 runs, and that would end up nearly being enough to win the ball game. Carson-Newman puts up 2 in the bottom of the 7th to try and get back in the game. And the first pitch from Morris to Smith misses for ball 1. But the Eagles try and work the split here against this Trojan team, who's won 6 in a row now. Next pitch from Morris, too low. Malia Smith, who has struggled so far today, is 0 of 5 in her at-bats. Did have an RBI in game 1 there in the bottom of the 7th. She runs through the next pitch and holds off successfully to make it a 3-0 count. Here comes the 3-0. Morris finds the zone. Smith, a .439 hitter this season. The freshman having a great rookie campaign with Carson-Newman. And she chops it one. That's to the shortstop in Jenna Davis, but her throw is not in time as Malia Smith darting to first base. Puts herself on. An infield single for Malia Smith to get things going here in the bottom of the 3rd. Brings up Abby Martin, who has had a wonderful day at the plate. Squares around the bunt. It's up the third base side into the glove of Barrick and to Brakovic on time at first. But Malia Smith with speed at second in scoring position as Abby Martin is asked to lay down the sac bunt. And Macaulay Bailey, who got her first hit of the day in her first at bat here in game 2, digs in against Morris. Takes a cut at the first pitch and it's fouled away. Bailey last year against Katie Morris was 0 for 3. Now 1 for 1 in this game as she just waits back on an off speed enough to foul it away. 0-2 count as these two seniors go at it. This Anderson team full of veterans, lots of seniors, lots of juniors in the Trojan lineup, and Carson-Newman quite the opposite. A lineup full of freshmen as Bailey cuts on another one, fouled over the Carson-Newman dugout. It'll stay 0-2. Other than Bailey, though, Abby Martin and Grace Gregory are the seniors in this lineup. And the next pitch from Morris misses low and away. First ball of the count there by Morris as she's fired everything hittable for Macaulay Bailey. Runner on second is Malia Smith. There's one out for the Trojan defense, and Bailey battles another one away. Five pitches in this at-bat. The count is 1-2. One out on the board for the Trojan defense. Smith takes an off speed that's released late by Morris, and it's 2-2. Macaulay Bailey, who was the first team All-SAC selection last season for the Eagles, keeping her amazing season going. Goes right up the middle with a hard ground ball. Malia Smith taking a hard turn around third base. That one scooped up by Kara Davis in center. And the Eagles back on top 2-1 after Macaulay Bailey's RBI as she continues to work towards the SAC record in RBIs. 4 more to tie the record and 5 more to take it for the senior Macaulay Bailey. That brings up Grace Gregory. Gregory, a first pitch swing. It's up the right field line and curls out of play before anyone can reach it. So Bailey 2 for 2 in this ball game after a quiet first game for the senior. And Gregory watches the next pitch go by, but Carolyn Zeisler behind the plate likes it, so 2 strikes and no balls for Grace Gregory. Gregory, the line drive to right field in her last at bat, picked up the RBI, hits another hard ball. This is tracking out to left field. Goodbye. Grace Gregory, a 2-run shot in the bottom of the 3rd has extended Carson-Newman's lead to 4-1. Grace Gregory, her team leading 5th home run of the season, comes against this Anderson ace. Bringing life back into this Carson-Newman dugout, Katie Morris has only surrendered 4 home runs this season, that being the 5th one she has given up. And that's going to bring up the freshman Cora Kilgore, who will step into the circle and replace Katie Morris as the Eagles are all over the Anderson number 1. Anne-Marie Richards will be the first one to face Kilgore, and Richards would have been after Grace Gregory in the lineup to face Kilgore the first time they saw her. She threw just a couple outs in the bottom of the 7th against Carson-Newman in game 1. But oh man, Grace Gregory taking advantage of a pitch right over the left field wall. If we were at the baseball field, we'd have the TrackMan on that. Would love to know how fast that came off the bat, because that was on a rope over the left field wall. Pick up her 2nd and 3rd RBIs of the afternoon. And Cora Kilgore ready to go here against Anne-Marie Richards now. Macaulay Bailey scored on the Gregory home run. It's a 4-1 ball game. And there is one out on the board here in the bottom of the 3rd as Carson-Newman has put up 3 here in the 3rd frame. First pitch from Kilgore misses low. Gregory was 0 for 3, make it 0 for 4 before that hit, that home run, as Richards fouls that one up the left field line. Makes the count 1-1. The transfer from North Alabama has been such an asset to Carson-Newman in this lineup. Comes up big to get a couple runs on in this conference match. Kilgore fires to the bottom of the zone and makes it a 1-2 count. One out for the Anderson defense, as Kilgore will step off and wait for the sign. Richards is standing up on the plate, just a little bit in the zone as she waves through. Kilgore gets the strikeout on the freshman Richards. And that puts 2 away for the Trojans. First pitch to Addie Saunders from Kilgore is an off speed too far outside. Saunders did work a walk in her first at bat. Otherwise, she is 2 of 3 today. Has seen the ball incredibly well in conference action. Next pitch finds the zone. Makes it 1-1 on Saunders. Saunders a .425 hitter this season. And she fouls that one off towards the road here. 1-2 to Saunders as she steps out of the box. The umpire behind home plate wanting a second. 2 balls and 1 strike, she says. checking the count there. So Saunders ahead here now, 2-1. Kilgore clips the outer corner, strike 2 on Saunders. And Saunders turns on one. Did she go? Yes, she did. 2 strikeouts for the freshman, Cora Kilgore, to get Anderson out of the bottom of the third, but not before Carson-Newman had a little bit of fun, put up some runs here to make it a 4-1 ball game thanks to a Grace Gregory home run and a Macaulay Bailey RBI. And we'll be right back here on the Eagles Sports Network.
How do you know you're in a community, not just a town? Well, strangers smile as they walk by. They refill your coffee without you asking. And when you ask directions, people offer to walk you there. Communities give more. The way you know when you walk into First Bank that you are in a real community bank. Great products, direct access to your local bankers, and relationships that can last a lifetime. Don't just have an account. Have a community with First Bank. Member FDIC.
At InterDigital, we strive to be a leading provider of cutting-edge digital and marketing solutions. At InterDigital, we want to help our clients find success. Our team of technology gurus work together to ensure InterDigital continues to progress forward as technology advances. At InterDigital, we make technology work for you. Visit interdigital.com for IT support, web development, virtual tours, graphic design, internet marketing, mobile app, and film production services.
InterDigital, laser focused on your success.
Eagles up 4-1 here in the top of the fourth, and the first pitch from Spradlin to Cheney Crosby is a rise ball that misses high. Grace Gregory jacks a 2-run shot in the bottom of the third after Macaulay Bailey brought Abby Martin around to score, and Crosby hits a chopper to Malia Smith. She gloves it down on the forehand. Macaulay Bailey makes the stretch, and that's one away for Carson-Newman in the top of the fourth. Brings up Bella Harbor, the right fielder. And the Eagles flipping momentum on its head after they drop a 4-3 decision in game 1 against Anderson. And Bella Harbor, who was 0-1 in that game, and she's also 0-1 in this game, watches that first pitch at her knees. Harbor, the right fielder, grounded out to Malia Smith at shortstop and her first at bat as Spradlin is high and away for ball 2. Lorelei Spradlin, the second best ERA on the team, only to Atiana Stamper, who threw in game 1. She fires in the next pitch that is too high again on Harbor, so a 3-0 count to the right fielder. Only pitcher on this Carson-Newman staff aside from Stamper with under a 3 ERA. And is 5-0 in her appearances, this being her 13th appearance. Spradlin finally finds the zone. And it's a 3-1 count. Here comes the 3-run, one from Spradlin. Inside on Harbor, so she'll take her base. The second walk surrendered by Lorelei Spradlin after she walked the leadoff hitter, Kara Davis, in the top of the first. See that one just a little bit too high for Carolyn Zeisler's liking. And now Jenna Davis, the shortstop, who is 1 for 1 in this ball game, chops at the first pitch, and it's fouled off for strike 1. She's got Bella Harbor at first base. There was one out for the Carson-Newman defense. And Spradlin trying to put together another good appearance. Through 6 innings against Wingate the last time out, gave up 9 hits, 5 runs, and 2 strikeouts. And here she comes home with the 0-1. It's high, and Richards pops up to keep Harbor where she is. make it 1-1 to Jenna Davis. Davis 2 for 3 in game 1 and 3 of 4 across this series against the Eagles. Hits another one up the middle. She's a perfect 2 for 2 in game 2 and moves Bella Harbor into scoring position at second base. That one right up the gut. Same thing as the last time around. History repeats itself for Jenna Davis, and now Chloe Maness, the catcher, steps in with runners at first and second. Maness takes, but Spradlin is true for strike 1. Off speed from Spradlin, nails the press box, and it's 0-2. Spradlin gets ahead on the catcher. Maness responsible for the only run in this ball game. She picked up the RBI in the bottom of the second, drove around Cheney Crosby to score, and was eventually stranded on third base. Here comes the 0-2 from Spradlin as Maness reaches for it and is able to foul it off. Way ahead of that one, but a good job to get a barrel on it. Tap it away. Keep herself alive. 0-2 all over again. And it's up the middle where Armstrong makes the catch, tosses it over to Malia Smith. Bella Harbor was all the way between second and third. So a double play for the Eagles here in the top of the fourth. They still lead 4-1 as we move and get Carson-Newman's offense back to work, where Katie Mathena, Sarah Walker, and Shelby Armstrong take over when we come back on the Eagles Sports Network.
Sure, we've been around a while, 171 years to be exact. We know the power of a liberal arts-based Christian education and the tremendous potential of what can be found on this campus, within this community. We are adventurers, dreamers, believers, passionate and compassionate, curious and clever, driven by a common purpose towards a common goal.
I found my passion.
I found purpose.
We are Carson-Newman.
What will you find?
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City and Morristown wants to help feed your business. When you're hungry at lunch, show your business card at Domino's in Jefferson City and Morristown when you make your purchase for pickup or delivery to get 25% off the entire order. That's 25% off your order at Domino's in Jeff City and Morristown when you show your business card. Call 865-471-6700 to get a pizza. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
Kilgore back into the circle. The freshman has thrown 35 innings this season for the Anderson team. That's the third most on this Trojan staff, and has done a good job cutting her ERA down throughout the year. She currently sits at a 3.80 ERA, and she fires the first pitch to Katie Mathena. Too far outside. And a good take by Mathena there in her second at-bat. Mathena was asked to lay down a sacrifice bunt in her first at-bat to move Addie Saunders around into scoring position. Saunders wouldn't end up scoring as Kilgore hits the mark on the inside corner for strike 1. Kilgore is 4-1 across her appearances this season, this being her 13th. And the next pitch to Mathena is lined into the Carson-Newman dugout. Makes it 1-2. Kilgore, a native of Tennessee, though, so playing somewhat close to home as she hails out of Smithville. And Mathena hits a ground ball to the shortstop, Jenna Davis, tosses in time. So out number 1. At that brings up Sarah Walker. The rookie was 1 for 3 in game 1 against the Trojans and is 0 for 1 in this second game. Walker having a really good rookie season, has been basically Carson-Newman's designated player. Takes the first pitch for ball 1. Walker takes that one again, but Kilgore hammers the zone with an inside fastball. So 1-1 count for Sarah Walker. Freshman hitting .341 this season, but is batting well in conference action above .400. Fouls that one away, makes it 1-2. Walker having a good week too, was 3 of 6 against Wingate with 3 hits in game 1, 2 RBIs. She gets the 7th inning rally going for the Eagles in game 2 before that one was cut short by Kilgore. Hits a hard ground ball, but a good glove by the first baseman, Brakovic, to snag it down and taps the bag for out number 2. Second time Sarah Walker has grounded out to first base in this game, and a hot glove over there by Lauren Brakovic to make that play. Shelby Armstrong, the second baseman, now trying to get her first hit of the afternoon as Kilgore, the lefty, goes back to the changeup on Armstrong to kick things off, but it's too far outside. So ball 1 on Armstrong. Armstrong hitting .219 as she's drilled by a pitch from Kilgore. First freebie given up here by the Trojan pitching staff in this ball game, as you see it just clip her left elbow there, taking it like a champ, and Shelby Armstrong wears it for the team with 2 outs. Brings up the top of the order Malia Smith. Smith an infield single to shortstop in her first at bat as Maness fires to first, where Armstrong was a couple steps off the bag, and Maness not comfortable with that. Smith cutting through and missing on that first pitch, so an 0-1 count to the freshman leadoff hitter. That one from Kilgore. Too far outside. 1-1 to the freshman Smith. She's got Shelby Armstrong at first base. And Malia Smith gets a piece of that one, but it's into the fence here. It makes it 1-2. Smith was tied for this team lead in hits, and she waves through the next pitch. It's caught by Maness, and a strikeout for Cora Kilgore to get Anderson out of the bottom of the 4th scoreless. So Carson-Newman still leading 4-1 in this Trojan offense, trying to cut into Carson-Newman's lead when we come back in the top of the 5th here on the Eagles Sports Network.
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City has deals for Carson-Newman students. Bring in your valid student ID when you order for pickup or delivery, and Domino's in Jefferson City will give you a steaming hot large one-topping pizza for $4.99. That's a large one-topping pizza for Carson-Newman students for $4.99 at Domino's in Jeff City. Call 865-471-6700 to order. That's 865-471-6700. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
Okay, let's see. I'm ready to do this. Carson-Newman. It's been around since 1851. Lots of flexible online programs. Wow. World-class accredited academics. A faith and learning environment with professors who really care about me. A top 10 best value school. Carson-Newman gives $48 million a year in financial aid. This is the perfect place. I'm in.
Mossy Creek, and the first pitch from Spradlin is a sizzling fastball that finds the mark against Kara Davis, the center fielder. Davis is 0 for 1 in this ball game, worked a walk in her first at bat. As the sun comes out and shines on Spradlin's next pitch, that is true again. 2 strikes and no balls right away to Kara Davis here in the top of the 5th. The Eagles lead 4-1 after their 3-run explosion in the bottom of the 3rd. And Spradlin rocks and fires the 0-2 in a good spot there. Went back to the rise ball, trying to get Davis to swing at something. She does not. The freshman holding off successfully, and it's a 1-2 count. Spradlin just off the mark. Anne-Marie Richards trying to work behind the dish for her pitcher, Spradlin. Davis, 2-2, fouls it away. Freshman has been successful this year for the Trojans, hitting .324 and has one of the best on-base percentages on this Trojan team. 19 walks on the year. It's a 2-2 count, and this one is battled away again as Davis cuts halfway through it and then decides to lay off. Pitch number 7 of this at-bat coming up here for Davis against Spradlin. This is the 3rd time that Davis has gotten a look at the Eagle arm. Lorelei comes inside, works the count full. Spradlin on the payoff. It's fouled back again by Davis. These two going at it. Nine pitches in this at-bat coming up here. As Spradlin back for her 5th inning of work. She's been pretty efficient, pretty effective. And finally, Davis puts it in play. It's off the top of the glove of Gregory as it skips into the outfield. And Kara Davis is on base for the 2nd time in this ball game. And for now, it's going to be ruled a hit for Kara Davis. So she is 1 for 2 in this game. And Shelby Bant, who is 0 for 2 in this ball game, after working a couple walks, lays the bunt down to Lorelei Spradlin. She is not in time on the throw as Bant with the Jets. Oh no, they do call her out. Oh man. As we get a look at the replay here, if you're listening on a radio, Spradlin moved towards 3rd base, made the throw. Bant was well in time on that throw after looking back at the replay here if you're not watching on Flow Sports. Umpire calls her out, and she will return to the dugout after the officials have a quick conversation and rule her out. So, first one away for Carson-Newman's offense. It moves Kara Davis over to 2nd base successfully at least, and now Carson Hobbs takes one to Malia Smith, and it's in time to Macaulay Bailey. So Carson Hobbs is sat down. She's now 0 for 3 today in this 2nd game after picking up 2 doubles in game 1 against the Eagles. Moves Kara Davis to 3rd. She's in prime real estate for the cleanup hitter Lauren Brakovic, who is 2 for 2 in game 2 against Carson-Newman. She's ahead of a changeup, fouls it away. Brakovic 1 for 4 in game 1, 2 for 2 in this game. Quick maths means 3 for 6 against the Eagles in this series. Spradlin fires Brakovic up the the middle for the third time in this ball game. Scores Kara Davis as she picks up an RBI for the Trojans here. Cuts the Eagle lead just to 2 as it's now 4-2.
Base hit, babe, base hit.
And Cadence Barrick, the home run hitter, has a runner on first base in Brockovic. So a line drive into center for Brockovic and 2 ground balls into center for the first baseman as Spradlin missed on that first pitch to Barrick. Barrick leads this team in home runs. She's got 6 on the season. And she turns on one that's up the right field line. And it's just gonna leak foul. 1-1 count for Cadence Barrick, the third baseman. Second on this Trojan team in total hits. She's got 25 this season, make it 26 after the home run in game 2. And that pitch from Spradlin too far outside. Spradlin has now thrown 65 pitches here through 5 innings, so doing a pretty good job being efficient. And that one inside at the letters of Barrick. Hitter's count for the home run hitter. Brockovic is at first base. Spradlin rocks and fires. It's way too late on the swing from Barrick, so a full count now. 2 outs on the board for the Carson-Newman defense. Spradlin trying to keep things just a manageable 1 run here in this top of the 5th. Here comes the payoff. It's cut on high into the air out to center field. Abby Martin well underneath it to put the inning away. But Anderson puts up a run here in the top of the 5th, makes it a 4-2 ball game. And we'll be right back here on the Eagles Sports Network for the bottom of the 5th.
This is Carson-Newman men's basketball alum Taylor Hawkins. I want to help your family secure its financial future. I'm with Modern Woodman Financial Planning, where we touch lives and secure futures. Let Modern Woodman protect your family's financial security through life insurance, retirement planning, and financial services. You can contact me, Taylor Hawkins, at cneagles.com/Modern Woodman. That's cneagles.com/Modern Woodman. Help secure your family's financial future through Modern Woodman Financial Planning.
The #1 source for Carson-Newman athletics gear, shopseeandeagles.com, where you can find gear from Adidas, Columbia, Nike, and Under Armour. Shirts, jerseys, sweatshirts, shorts, pants, hats, and scarves. Shopseeandeagles.com is your source for everything CN. You can even show your school spirit on your smartphone or tablet. All of your game day essentials can be found in one place. ShopSeeAndEagles.com.
Back here on the Eagles Sports Network as we move into the bottom of the 5th. Raina DeCrow with you for this 2-game set today as Carson-Newman drops game 1 by a score of 4-3. They're ahead 4-2 on the Trojans right now, and it's Abby Martin to lead things off here. In this bottom of the 5th, the Trojans tack on a run in the top of 5, and Kilgore, the first pitch to Martin, is at her eyes. Martin is 1 for 1 in this ball game, a sac bunt the last time around, but has also hit a ground ball into right field. Kilgore drills Martin in the left elbow as she wears it, takes off towards first base. Had her elbow guard on at least, so taking away some of the damage, but you just never know how much those guards actually help. You still feel the impact of the pitch. Second batter that Kilgore is hit by a pitch in this ball game. That brings up Macaulay Bailey, who is 2 for 2. And the first pitch misses low and away on the senior. Martin is at first, so speed on the base paths for Carson-Newman. As Abby Martin Leads this team in stolen bases, second in the South Atlantic Conference as Kilgore finds the bottom of the zone. Makes the count 1-1. Bailey, a ground ball into right field and a ground ball into center field in her last at bat. Should eventually come around to score on the Grace Gregory home run. Goes up the middle again. Abby Martin taking a hard turn around second. She's going to be into third head first. And Macaulay Bailey moving runners right, left, and center in game 2. And she is 3 for 3 for Carson-Newman against Anderson in the second game of this sack doubleheader. Brings up Grace Gregory. A 2-run bomb the last time around. She got a hold of one and took it over the left field wall. And here comes Kilgore, home for the first pitch. It's right up the middle and good. Strike one on Gregory. Gregory forced Katie Morris, the Trojan starter, off the mound as you see her home run there. Team welcoming her, bringing some energy back into the Carson-Newman dugout. A soft little bleeder to second base where Davis steps on the bag to get Macaulay Bailey out. Abby Martin will score, and a throwing error from Davis at first will put Gregory safely on first. So we'll see if that'll be ruled an error or a fielder's choice. Not sure if Gregory would have been there on time regardless. But Macaulay Bailey is out at second, so just a runner on first now for Anne-Marie Richards. Richards struck out the last time around, and that's a rare occurrence for her as she watches the first pitch go by. The freshman does not strike out too often, just 4 strikeouts this season, and is first in the sack in terms of being the hardest to strike out. Next pitch is too far outside, so a 2-0 count to Anne-Marie Richards. Eagles have made this a 5-2 ball game with Abby Martin coming around to score on the Gregory fielder's choice. Soft contact from Richards as she digs towards first base. That is the second out of the inning. Moves Gregory over to second base. And brings up Addie Saunders.
Ready, girls?
Saunders watches the first pitch go by that just is above her toes. Makes it a 1-0 count. Saunders, the freshman, is 0 for 1 in this game. Takes a swing at the second pitch as it falls into the glove of Shelby Bant in left field. And that's going to be the inning. The Eagles tack on a run in the bottom of the 5th. They've made it a 5-2 ball game as Abby Martin comes around to score on Grace Gregory's hit into the infield. And Carson-Newman leading here in game 2. We'll be right back on the Eagles Sports Network.
When you're sick and tired of fast food and need a fresh home-cooked meal, turn to Lisa's Country Kitchen. Lisa's been cooking up her fresh, never-frozen food for the Lakeway area for more than 15 years. Lisa's cares about her customers. You may enter a stranger, but you'll leave a friend. From foot-long hot dogs to juicy steaks, Lisa's has the best food for the best prices.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
Serving East Tennessee for 40 years, Magaha Electric is the perfect choice for all your electrical projects. Magaha Electric specializes in commercial, retail, manufacturing, residential, and industrial contracting needs. Magaha Electric can provide superior service, technical know-how, and realistic budgeting for any size project in a timely, cost-effective manner. Visit MagahaElectric.com for all your electrical contracting needs. Magaha Electric, your East Tennessee electrical contracting source.
Spradlin back in the circle for inning number 6 of work against this Trojan lineup. And she's held things to just 2 runs as Cheney Crosby. First pitch swing, and it's fouled away. So, strike 1 on the second baseman, Crosby. She is 1 for 2 in game 2 against Carson-Newman. Hit a ground ball into center field in her first at bat, and that is her hit of the day. She grounded out to Malia Smith the last time around. Spradlin fires, a similar result, but it's just past the glove of Malia Smith, just out of her reach. And Cheney Crosby, 2 of 3 today, with a single into center just there. And a leadoff runner on base for the second straight inning for the Trojans as they try and cut into a Carson-Newman 3-run lead. They'll bring in Kinsley Dunn to pinch run for Crosby. And that brings up Bella Harbor, the right fielder. Trying to pick up an RBI here with a couple of extra base hits as Richards fires back to first base, where Dunn is diving back in.
Let's go, Bale. Base hit, baby, base hit.
Bella Harbor has a 1-0 count. And that pitch is low in the turf. So 2-0 to Harbor. Spradlin trying to put together a quality start for this Carson-Newman team and pick up a win in conference play, move them back to 500 in sack action as Spradlin misses again, this time high. And Anne-Marie Richards wants a quick conversation with her pitcher.
Base hit, babe, base hit.
Spradlin, the sophomore, holds a 2.88 ERA. That's the second best on the team, and 11th in the South Atlantic Conference in that mark. She's a pitcher who works off contact a lot, not a huge, flashy strikeout pitcher. And here comes the 3-0. It's on the bottom half of the zone. Makes it a 3-1 count to Bella Harbor as she can pick her pitch now.
Easy does it.
3-1, Spradlin. In there, it's past the diving Malia Smith. That's going to move Dunn to second. And Bella Harbor keeps 2 on base for the Trojans. Brings up Jenna Davis. Snuck right past a diving Malia Smith. Addie Saunders right there to pick up the loose change, and Michael Graves wants a conversation with the officials behind the plate. It looks like that's going to be the end of Spradlin's day. So they're going to bring in Lacey Keck to try and finish things out here. She's going to come in with runners on first and second, no outs on the board. And Keck, the freshman, throws from the left side. So a different look for this Trojan lineup as both Spradlin and Stamper are righties. But Lorelei Spradlin doing a good job in her start here, but the tying run is at the plate. And so Lacey Keck will be asked to come in and try and finish the job. 5 innings for Lorelei Spradlin. She gave up 10 hits in that span. 2 runs, 2 walks, just 1 strikeout. Faced 25 batters through 79 total pitches, but all in all, a good start for Lorelei Spradlin. Like we just talked about, she isn't really super flashy. Just works off contact a lot, and that's why you see her pile up hits, but does a job when it's needed. And Her longest appearance of the year was 6 innings. So tries to do what she can here, but now Lacey Keck, the freshman, will be asked to come in for Carson-Newman. And Keck, coming out of Knoxville, Tennessee, owns a 5.34 ERA. And that one squared around for a bunt by Jenna Davis. That throw in time, a good play by Grace Gregory, as she was fully on the run there to try and make that throw. But the senior third baseman with experience gets that one to go. She was moving towards the bag, and a good dig by Macaulay Bailey. That puts one away, but runners move around. Kinsley Dunn at third base, who came in a pinch run for Cheney Crosby, and Bella Harbor is at second. Keck fires first pitch to Chloe Maness. That's too high, so ball one. Maness 1 for 2 today. Hit a line drive in the left center field in her first at bat. And she hits one hard up the middle. That's going to score Kinsley Dunn as Davis trying to score 2, and Harbor misses the tag from Richards. A good job as Chloe Maness picks up 2 RBIs with that hit into center field. It was a good throw to the plate, but Bella Harbor uses her speed to get in there in time. Abby Martin firing all the way, and yeah, Bella Harbor there in time as Maness is on second base. Kara Davis, the center fielder, watches the first pitch go by. It is a strike. Keck outside and high on the next pitch, makes it 1-1. Davis is 1 for 2 in her at-bats. Her last time around, she hit a ground ball to Grace Gregory at third base that was ruled a hit. Keck takes the sign, and here comes the 1-1. She's got 1 out on the board. Good pitch that kisses the outside corner. Strike 2 on Kara Davis. Pitch, similar spot, just a little bit farther outside on that one to make it 2-2. Lacey Keck, one of a few pitchers on this Carson-Newman pitching staff that is just a young staff. Spradlin, just a sophomore, as Davis slams that one out to left center field. Addie Saunders tries to make the throw. Lacey Keck cuts it off, and Chloe Maness is in to score. It's a 4-5 ball game. Make it 5-5 ball game. That was the tying run in Maness. And the Trojans, with 3 in the top of the 6th, have made this one interesting. Have piled up hits. They have 12 over the span of this ball game. And Anne-Marie Richards comes in to chat with Lacey Keck. As Carson-Newman looked like they had this game pretty well under control. 5-2 coming into the top of the 6th, and Anderson's offense not going away easy. They've tacked on 3 here in the top of the 6th. And that's going to be the end of Lacey Keck's day. So the Eagles will bring in a fresh arm in Reagan Rowan, the sophomore righty. She'll come in with just 1 out on the board, and Kara Davis is at first base. So a little bit of an easier situation than what Lacey Keck walked into. She had runners at first and second, and Bella Harbor and Kinsley Dunn, who came in a pinch run for Cheney Crosby. Now Reagan Rowan will try and finish things out here in the top of the 6th. This game tied at 5 apiece. Just one game last season for Rowan. She's a sophomore this year. And she has come in spot appearances here, has made just one in 2026 where she threw 2 innings, gave up a hit, 4 strikeouts to go along with it, and faced 8 batters in that game. That game was on March 1st against Bluefield State, her only appearance here in 2026. She will face 2, 3, and 4 first and foremost. And first pitch to Shelby Bant. Skips over the glove of Anne-Marie Richards. That moves Kara Davis to second. Shelby Bant, who leads this team in walks. She's really good at being selective. Will look to make this sophomore pitcher work in her 4th at bat. So Keck faces 3 batters, and here comes Rowan home, and this one too far outside on the lefty Bant. Rowan finally finds the mark, makes it 2-1 as Carson-Newman trying to get out of this top of the 6th and get back to work on offense now as this game is tied at 5 apiece. Anderson digging back into this Carson-Newman lead, and Rowan misses outside and low again. 3-1 to Shelby Bant. Count as Shelby Bant looks to pick up another walk. And she will, her 3rd walk of the day that she's collected on this Carson-Newman pitching staff. 31 walks. Make it 34 after the 3 she's collected over this doubleheader. That leads the nation in walks per game. She's walked in 6 straight games now. That brings up Carson Hobbs. She's made good contact with the ball when she's made contact. And she takes the first pitch from Rowan, but that one clips the outside corner for strike 1. 0-1 count for Carson Hobbs. Hobbs had 2 doubles in game 1 against Atiana Stamper. Helped herself out as she threw 6 innings for the Trojans in that game. She fouls this one back, and it's 0-2. Bant is on first base. Kara Davis is at second. Reagan Rowan in the circle for Carson-Newman in her 2nd appearance in 2026. Rowan in the dirt again, and that's going to move the runners around as Kara Davis comes to 3rd. Shelby Bant is at 2nd. And speed on the base paths here for Anderson. Shelby Bant, team's leader in stolen bases. Kara Davis plays center field, so definitely speed on 3rd base as well. And here's Carson Hobbs. Cuts on this next pitch, so make it 1-2. The senior, a native of Nicholson, Georgia, is hitting .378 this season. One-two from Rowan. Too high. Good spot, though, from the sophomore. Tried to get Hobbs swinging at the rise ball. Hobbs lays off, and it's 2-2 now. Off speed, cut on and missed. A big strikeout for Reagan Rowan. Strikeout number 5 on the season for the sophomore. And number 1 here this afternoon, it comes in a big spot with runners in scoring position. And now the cleanup hitter, Lauren Brakovic, looks to do just that. She's got runners on second and third. She is 3 for 3 in this ball game with all of her hits out to center field and looks to pick up another one there as that one tracks up the right field line, but just curves foul. No balls and 1 strike for Lauren Brakovic. A line drive into center and 2 ground balls up the middle that have allowed her to reach base each and every time she's been to the plate. This was after she was 1 for 4 in game 1. Brakovic takes, it's at her letters for ball 1. Top of the 6th here on the Eagles Sports Network. It's 5-5 as Anderson has tacked on 3 runs here in this frame. Rowan fires, just misses outside. 2-2 or 2-1 to Brakovic. Brakovic holds off of 1. That is too far inside. Brakovic, the senior, not too far from her hometown here in Mossy Creek. She comes out of Farragut, Tennessee. And here comes the 3-1. It's a line drive into right field that's caught by Katie Mathena. And that's going to be the inning. Reagan Rowan working out of a jam for Carson-Newman. After Anderson tacks on 3 here in the top of the 6th, it's a 5-5 ball game. And Carson-Newman will look to add a couple more on and get their lead back. It's Katie Mathena, Sarah Walker, and Shelby Armstrong when we come back on the Eagles Sports Network.
There's something about a small community that unites us, whether it's cheering on our favorite team or the way we come together in a crisis. Small communities are made up of people with big hearts. We're dedicated to hard work and innovation through sunny days and stormy nights. AEC is always here, powering the people and the places that make our community a spectacular place to call home. AEC, power what matters most.
Insurance, it's about people, not things. It's about security. It's about confidence. It's about relationships. It's about trust. It's about you. As a local independent agent, Bible Insurance Agency can design an insurance program that's just right for you and your family. Give the people you love safe, sound, secure protection from Auto Owners Insurance. Call Bible Insurance Agency 423-586-4320 or go by 1600 East Andrew Johnson Highway in Morristown.
Kinsley Dunn comes in to play second base after she pinch ran for Cheney Crosby. In the top of the 6th, it's a 5-5 ball game. And Cora Kilgore, who has been really good for Anderson, holding the Eagles to a limited 1 run, throws the first pitch to Katie Mathena, and it misses low. So 3 runs in the top of the 6th have made this a tie game after Carson-Newman with the healthy 5-2 lead and a couple of runs by the Trojan offense as they string together hit after hit. They've collected 12 in this ball game as Kilgore misses again in the same spot low. Makes it 2-0 on Mathena. Mathena is 0 for 2 today. Watches the next pitch that skips off the turf. 3 pitches, 3 balls for Cora Kilgore here in the bottom of the 6th. Carson-Newman trying to avoid getting swept by Anderson, and this Anderson team has been red hot. 6 wins in a row as Kilgore misses low at the knees of Mathena, and she's worked a walk off the freshman pitcher. Her first walk she's given up, 3rd freebie as she's hit 2 batters with pitches. See that one? Good call there by Carolyn Zeisler. A good framing job by Chloe Maness behind the dish. comes Sarah Walker. She's 0 for 2 in this game. Was 1 for 3 in game 1. First pitch from Kilgore. Bottom of the zone and good for strike 1. Kilgore is 4-1 in her appearances so far this season. Has made 12 appearances now, make it 13. And Walker squares around the bunt. It's well placed into the glove of Kilgore. Throw is in time to Dunn at second, who was covering the bag. That moves Mathena to second. And there's one away for the Trojan defense here as Walker lays down the sack bunt to move the runner around. Brings up Shelby Armstrong, the second baseman. Struck out in her first at-bat, was hit by a pitch the last time around. She's got Katie Mathena in scoring position. A ground ball up the middle. It's to the backhand of Dunn. A good grab there by the second baseman, but Armstrong beats out the throw. An infield single for Shelby Armstrong that has put Katie Mathena in scoring position. Great grab though, good reach by Kinsley Dunn at second. Shelby Armstrong turning it on to get there in time. Now Malia Smith will get to work here with runners at the corners. Smith goes to the bunt, fouls it away. Smith 1 for 3 in this game. Her lone hit of the series was a ground ball to the shortstop that she beat out. Smith squares around the bunt again. Armstrong takes off, and a stolen base for Shelby Armstrong puts runners at second and third now for Carson-Newman. The rookie was tied for the team lead in hits coming into this series against Anderson, a .461 hitter on the season, and she has a 1-1 count. She pulls back on a strike from Kilgore as everyone in the infield crashes, but runners stay planted. Mathena is at third, Shelby Armstrong at second. It's a 1-2 count to Malia Smith. Kilgore shakes off the first call and comes together. 1-2, cut on up the third base side. Barrick checks the runner, Mathena at third. A good check there, and she got Smith out in time at first. So 2 away now for the Anderson defense, and Carson-Newman trying not to leave base runners stranded. Runners at second and third. And Kelly Roberts wants a conversation with her team. That's going to be the end, maybe the end of Cora Kilgore's day, as Roberts has a conversation with her freshman arm. Gave her a high five as soon as she walked out there. Maybe it'll just be a conversation. There is action in the Anderson bullpen. It looks like it's Carson Hobbs warming up out there, who threw 6 against the Eagles in game 1. Roberts in her 5th year at Anderson, but her first as the head coach with the Trojans. Was a player at Tusculum, so incredibly familiar with the South Atlantic Conference scene. Replaces legendary Anderson coach Tommy Hewitt. Before that was the pitching coach here for Anderson. And now Abby Martin will step into the box with runners at second and third. Martin, first pitch just inside on Martin for ball 1. Martin is 1 for 1 in this game, was hit by a pitch the last time around, has laid down a sac bunt. Her hit was a ground ball into right field. Hits one up the right field side again. It skips over the glove of Dunn, and here comes Armstrong in home. She dodges the toss in from Harbor in right field. A beautiful slide by Shelby Armstrong, and home plate has put 2 runners safely home and puts Carson-Newman back on top, 7-5 here in the bottom of the 6th. Good throw there In the shallow outfield is Armstrong sliding around Chloe Maness at home plate. Abby Martin collects 2 RBIs. And Macaulay Bailey will step in with Abby Martin at first base. 2 outs on the board for the Anderson defense. Bailey waves through that one. It looked like she just couldn't decide whether she wanted to swing or hold off. So it is 0-2. Bailey 3 for 3 and struck out. Cut right through a rise ball from Kilgore. That'll be the inning, but Carson-Newman tacks on 2 runs to make it a 7-5 ball game as you see Macaulay Bailey wave through that one. We'll move into the top of the 7th where 3 outs give Carson-Newman the split against the Trojans when we come back on the Eagles Sports Network.
Don't know what to wear on game day? Head over to shopseeandeagles.com for all of your Carson-Newman athletics gear. You can find clothing from Adidas, Columbia, Nike, and Under Armour to cover you from head to toe. Shopseeandeagles.com also has duffel bags, backpacks, jewelry, pet supplies, and gifts. Don't waste any more time. Prove you are the ultimate Carson-Newman fan with the official gear of the Eagles at shopseeandeagles.com. Visit today.
Dorm food got you down? Need a home-cooked meal? Then Lisa's Country Kitchen is for you. Lisa's Country Kitchen has been feeding Carson-Newman students for 15 years. Lisa's has a family-friendly atmosphere all day long, from the morning with her $2.99 breakfast specials to dinner with Lisa's fresh, never-frozen steaks. Carson-Newman students get a 10% discount with their student ID.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
Anderson has 3 outs to work with to get back into this ball game against Carson-Newman as they come in clutch in the bottom of the 6th, tack on 2 runs. And it's a 7-5 ball game here at the Vicky Kazee Hollifield Softball Complex. Reagan Rowan is in the circle, and the first pitch is cut on and missed by Cadence Barrick. Barrick led off the Trojans in the top of the first of game 1 with a home run. And here comes Rowan with the 0-1. A rise ball misses. Upstairs, makes it 1-1. Barrick is 0 for 3 in this game. Flew out to center field in her last at bat. Rowan goes to the drop ball there, misses low. So a 2-1 count to Cadence Barrick. Carson-Newman has split every sack series this season and trying to get at least 1 win on the board against this Trojan squad who has won the last 6 in a row. Barrick hits one hard up the left field line. It gets past the diving Addie Saunders. Barrick makes her way to second base, and a leadoff double for the third baseman, Cadence Barrick. Puts a runner in scoring position for Anderson. 3 outs to work with to get back into this game, tack on 2 and extend this one. Eagles will have a chance in the bottom of the 7th, if that happens, to respond and put the game away. Barrick with her 9th double of the season for the Trojans. Brings up Kinsley Dunn, who came in to pinch run for Cheney Crosby. And is now playing second base for the Trojans. Pitch from Rowan. Fired into the zone to make it 2-0 on Dunn. Eagles lead by 2 runs, and Reagan Rowan in her second appearance here in 2026 trying to put the ball game away. Goes to the rise ball, climbs upstairs, misses the zone. 1-2 count for Kinsley Dunn. Newman, the senior, trying to keep her team alive as she fouls one up the first base line, and it's swallowed up by Vanessa Wilson at first base, or it gets right past her as the Anderson dugout clowning her for missing that ball. Gotta love a little dugout coach connection. 1-2 count for Kinsley Dunn. Rowan, fiery with that one. Too high though. Makes it 2-2. Reagan Rowan with 5 career strikeouts. Gets number 6. Kinsley Dunn goes down swinging. Puts one away for Carson-Newman. Gives Reagan Rowan her second strikeout of the afternoon. Beautiful curveball from Rowan. She now faces Bella Harbor, who holds off of a pitch by Rowan, but that finds the zone, and the sophomore stepping with confidence. 0-1 to Bella Harbor. She's got a runner on second base and Cadence Barrick, 1 out on the board for the Carson-Newman defense. Next pitch from Rowan, skips off the turf into Amory Richards' glove. 1-1 count with 1 out. Harbor, the freshman, weak contact up to second base. Macaulay Bailey snags it out of the air, even though Shelby Armstrong was trying to call her off. And that's 2 outs for Carson-Newman's defense. Jenna Davis, the shortstop now, with a tall task. She's got a runner at second base. And 1 out to try and plate 2 runners. Richards reads one well and bare hands one off the turf to keep it in front of her and keep Cadence Barrick where she is at second. Well done there by Richards. The freshman catcher has been so solid defensively. This one up the left field line where Malia Smith is about 2 steps off of it, but can't make the catch. 1-1 count for Jenna Davis. Davis is 2 for 3 today. 2 ground balls up the middle. Trying to work a hit against the sophomore pitcher, Reagan Rowan. It goes up the middle. Smith gloves it down. It's to Macaulay Bailey. And Carson-Newman splits the day with Anderson. They get back in the win column and they snap a 6-game winning streak from the Trojans. They take this ball game a score of 7-5. Offense coming in clutch in the bottom of the 6th to tack a pair of runs on. Line score for you here at the Vic. 13 hits for Anderson, 8 for Carson-Newman. The Eagles win 7-5. Grace Gregory jacks a 2-run shot and knocks a couple more RBIs in. She was credited with 4 RBIs, and now Carson-Newman moves to 4-4 in sack play. Anderson drops to 6-2, and the Eagles now 23-8 this season. Anderson 20-6. And the Eagles have split every sack series so far, trying to get back into their winning ways. They'll line up for a pair against Tusculum early next week on the 24th, where they travel to Greenville. Those games at 1 p.m. and 3 p.m. in Tusculum. But Carson-Newman takes this game, and Michael Graves going to be a happier camper than he was in Game 1 after this win. And we thank you so much for listening here, and for our whole crew on the Eagle Sports Network, I'm Miranda DeCrow, signing off for now.